So quick review, we learned 3 formulas yesterday, all right? One was volume of a cone. What's the formula that we use for volume of a cone, Jayla? Good. And somebody else raise your hand if you know volume of a pyramid. Kaden? It's the same as the cone. Okay, and somebody who knows volume of a sphere, Anya? 4/3 pi r cubed. Very good. All right, so for surface area of a cone and a pyramid, we start with the same thing. So we first do area of the base, because if you think about surface area, we have to include the area of the base. And then if you unwrap an ice cream cone, that's what goes around this. That part is the perimeter of the base times the slant height divided by 2. Okay, and it's the same thing for the pyramid. Okay, where we do area of the base, which would be this rectangle on the bottom, perimeter of the base, which would be however far around the square, and then L, the slant height, represents the height of the triangle on the side here. So you might want to label that. It's called L, and I call it the slant height, but it's the height of one of those triangles. And same thing on this one. The L is actually the slant height on the cone, and they have to give that to you in the problem. Okay, the only difference is if we're doing a pyramid, the area of the base depends on what shape the base is. It could be base times height, or it could be base times height divided by 2. So it's either a rectangle or a triangle, because that's all we're doing. And then for perimeter, you guys can easily find the perimeter by adding them all up. Anya? Yeah, this guy's an L, sorry. Okay, and then this area of the base is a little different because it's for a cone, right? So for the cone, if I'm doing area of the base, it would be, Monica? Very good, pi r squared. And perimeter to the base, what would we plug in? 2 pi r. If you use 2 pi r, what happens to the 2's? Right, so it's probably best to use 2 pi r, because then you can really just do pi times the radius times the slant height. Okay, so we're going to try one of each, and then we'll do whiteboards. All right. We're not doing a sphere. You guys learned that in Algebra 1. Yeah.
Is that like super complicated?
No, it's easy. We just don't do it for some reason. Guys, so find the surface area of a pyramid whose base is 5 by 5 feet and it's a square, and whose triangular faces each have a height of 10. So we have a pyramid where the base is 5 by 5 by 5 by 5 all the way around, okay? Pyramids meet at a point, so we could draw the rest of it. And then it tells us that each of the triangular faces have a height of 10. That's the slant height, which is right in the middle here, has a height of 10. All right, so we want the surface area of the pyramid. So that's area of the base plus perimeter of the base times L divided by 2. Always start with that. Okay, then we'll substitute in. So for area of the base, we need the formula base times height, and we would plug in what? Okay, 5 times 5, so my area of the base is 25. And then for perimeter of the base, what would we add up? 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. So the perimeter of the base is 20. Then we're just going to substitute it in. Monica? Yes. Okay, so area of the base is 25. Perimeter of the base, we're going to plug in 20. The slant height, they tell us, is 10, and then divide by 2. I would probably divide 20 by 2 first, so I can cross this off. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So then I have 25 plus 100. So my answer is 125 feet squared. Okay, and it's always feet squared or centimeters squared because surface area is still just total area of the outside of the figure. So let's try a cone. So find the surface area of a right circular cone whose slant height is 3 meters and whose radius is 2 meters. So start with the formula for surface area of a cone, which is area of the base plus perimeter of the base times the slant height divided by 2. All right, so in our picture of our cone, the radius is 2 and the slant height is 3. Okay? But when we're doing a cone, area of the base is what formula? Pi r squared. So we would do 3.14 times 2 times 2 times radius squared. So 12.56. Okay, then we need to find perimeter of the base. When you do perimeter, we're plugging in 2 pi r, and what happens to the 2's? We can cancel. So we can actually just do pi times r times l, if you guys are good with that. So pi times r, which is 2, times l, which is 3. Okay, all I did is this formula here, pi r l. Maybe I should have written that right here, pi r l. Okay, so that would be 6 times pi. So 18.84. And then we're going to add them together because area of the base was 12.56. I already divided by 2, so I'm just adding 18.84. So let's see, that would be 10, 14, 11, so 31.4. Okay, and then we got to figure out what would our units be. Okay, always squared for surface area.